93% of hiring managers are going to look you up on social media before making a decision on your application. Now, that's just one number that is thrown out online. It doesn't mean it's true, but it gives you an impression about how important it is to not attract negative attention, let's put it like that, on social media when you're applying for a job. So what kind of things are recruiters looking for? What are the things that you can do to prevent them from seeing stuff that might not necessarily be negative, but might give them more detail than you want them to know? Firstly, what I would do is on every social media platform that you're present on is check my privacy settings and make sure who can and who can't see what I post on there. So for example, on Facebook, you have an option where you can share an update, a photo, whatever the case may be, with your friends only. So that way you know you're preventing recruiters from seeing your Facebook posts. Now on the flip side, I would keep a network like LinkedIn as public as possible, as visible as possible, up to date, so that when they check me out on LinkedIn, they see the same info as in my resume, and they're more compelled to hire me because they have a better image about who I am and what I do. So if you actually are found on social media, what are the things that you can do whenever you post something to ensure that you're gonna make a good impression on them? So the first thing is portraying who you are, but being careful about it. So whenever you post something, let's say on Facebook, post whatever you want, make it interesting, but don't make it controversial. Don't have those strong opinions that, for example, with a recruiter, they might not bode that well. Also, have a look at your language. Always make sure your grammar is spot on, and look at how you phrase certain sentences. And if you pay attention to that, then they're going to see it and they're actually going to be impressed. You're going to make a good impression on them because they're going to assume that's the way you speak normally when you're outside of work, so your language at work is going to be at the same level. The second point is to be searchable. So this is a very important point because many people don't pay attention to this, and it relates back to the keywords that we were talking about a few lectures ago. So this is extremely important on LinkedIn, for example, where I can tell you 80, maybe 90% of people don't take advantage of all the places that they have to sell themselves. For example, your headline. Nobody knows that your professional headline can be changed, and it's actually a spot where you can put in all those keywords and tell employers who you are right from the get-go. They just see you in search results, they see your headline, they make an impression about you and what you do on the spot. The last thing is personality. It's true, recruiters are going to look you up online and you have to be careful. But at the same time, some of them might be looking at stuff like your personality. How are you like in real life? How are you like in your private life? What kind of culture are you going to bring to the company? Are you going to fit in with the team or not? Are you sociable? Are you going to network? Are you, ambitious? All of those things, they can tell all of those things from the way you post on social media. So while it's important to be, to have your privacy and to be careful, you also have to portray a certain type of personality that will fit better into that particular work culture than, certain personality types, which we can all identify, which you can tell from the beginning might not bode too well in certain corporate situations. So that being said, these are just a few pointers on how to approach social media when you're applying for a job. What I would say you should do right now is to go straight to your privacy settings in all of these social media networks, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and make sure only your friends and connections can see what you post. You can actually put stuff on Twitter and Instagram to approve people when they follow you. So they're not going to follow you automatically, employers can't follow you automatically, and they can't see what you post until you actually approve them. After that, go to your LinkedIn profile, watch the section that is going to follow in a few sections within this course where I give you tips and tricks on LinkedIn. Optimize your profile, make it visible, make it searchable, make it look good, and then you're going to be all set. If someone checks you out on social media, you're only going to boost your chances to get that interview and not significantly diminish them.